The views on this program do not reflect those of ONTV or its board of directors. Welcome to Oaa Now, your home for Oakland Activities Association news and information. Here's your host, Sammy Terramina.
Welcome to Oaa Now. Happy Halloween, everybody here. I am Sammy Terramina, blogger of the Dragons Insider, blogger of Inside the OAA, one of the hosts between 2 minutes on Orion television. I'd like to welcome our friends watching on the local voice on SoundCloud and, of course, watching on Orion Neighborhood Television.
Yeah.
You got Ian here back here?
I'm still here.
We got a lot to talk. We got a lot to talk about this week. There was a ton that went on this weekend. First round of state playoffs. Now we got district finals coming up. And, of course, we have volleyball district previews and recapping the cross-country.
Ton for the OAA.
Ton for the OAA that are going. And your chances of Clarkston possibly winning a boys and girls state championship
it's there, Sammy.
Country.
It's there.
Let's go to football first here.
Football.
Got a lot to talk about here, recapping the games that affect the OAA. And we're also going to preview the matchups in the district finals. Let's start at Division 4 first. Recapping the big one, of course, Harrison knocking off Ruby Hills Cranbrook Kingswood 24-10.
Yeah.
It was 3-0 at halftime in that game, and then Harrison ended up outscoring Cranbrook Kingswood 24-10 to 21-10 to end up winning that game at Harrison.
Moving on.
And now they're moving on to take on Birmingham Detroit Country Day. I want to get your thoughts on Harrison's Harrison. Did they look good in your eyes, or did they look okay? And their matchup, looking at it with Birmingham Detroit Country Day, it could be the final game for Harrison.
Could be. 3-0 makes you, or was it 3-0 at half, right? Makes you a little nervous, but they got their groove on and closed out strong. You can never count out, those guys down there at Harrison. I'm a big fan. I'm all about nostalgia. I think they're going to take it. I think they're going to move on. I don't know if I'm worried just yet, but I got to have all my positive vibes heading Harrison's way in the last year of playing.
But when you look at their matchup now,
I know it's difficult. I know.
Day, of course, Detroit Country Day. If you've ever been down that campus, a beautiful campus.
I don't see him.
But Harrison, Cranbrook Kingswood shut down Roderick Hurd.
Yeah.
That has to bring a little bit of concern for John Harrington. Now, when you look at Birmingham Detroit Country Day, they did play one OA opponent this year, and it was Ferndale. End up losing that game 27-13 to the Eagles.
Okay.
So when I look at Harrison's chances, I think Harrison's got a great chance to go in to Birmingham Detroit Country Day and win there, because I don't really trust Detroit Country Day on a football standpoint. I just do not.
Yeah, they're not the dominant teams we've seen in the past.
No, they're not. I mean, they dominate Centerline. And Centerline, we know, not necessarily the greatest when you look at them. But if you're Harrison, you played a tougher schedule than Detroit Country Day. I know Detroit Country is an independent, but still.
And Harrison, the intangibles, dude, coaching, what are they playing for?
Harrison is playing for everything.
Everything.
This is it. This is it for them.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
So I think Harrison will go in there and move on the next round. Of course, that winner will either take on either Chelsea or Milan. Of course.
Really? That's who got through?
Yep. Chelsea or Milan. Of course, Chelsea did upset Grosse Ile in the district tournament.
Yeah.
So
Chelsea Bulldogs.
Yep, so either it'll be one of those two teams if they get there in the regional. If it is Chelsea, then if it's Chelsea and Harrison, that can be back at Harrison.
Wow.
So,
that's SEC country over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Milan. I think Milan's moved. I don't know if they're still in the SEC down there. Things get shuffled all over.
Milan's still in the SEC. Yeah,
okay, they were years ago.
Because Jackson got upset the other day by Okemos. They got upset. Nobody saw that one coming.
Did I?
No.
I thought
Did you?
I thought I said you got to watch out for Okemos.
Did you?
You never know.
Very well then. Let's go to Division 4 to Division 3.
Yes.
This is one I did not. You and I both didn't see this coming.
No.
I mean,
no.
Farmington 42, Avondale 9?
That, when my wife was hitting the scores on Twitter, going through and just reading them off, and she hit that one. I actually said, "What?" I couldn't believe it. I sounded like you when that score came through.
You know what
Sam.
the difference was, and this is what shocked me. Kendall Williams of Farmington, running back, had 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
6.
It's like Al
that
Bundy.
tells me Farmington, they got to give credit to Farmington's offensive line.
Heck yeah.
But with Avondale, athletic, they got a couple great receivers on that team.
Oh, man.
I mean, you got a quarterback.
They were rolling,
Dalton.
too.
They were rolling, too. They got Derek Hinton. I mean, they're scoring a bunch of points.
Mm-hmm.
And for that Farmington defense to held them to 9 points? To 9 points.
Yes.
What the heck happened in that game?
Shocker. Complete and utter shock.
What in the world happened? Farmington was
Came
coming.
to play?
Farmington has lost 2 straight games prior to that one. They lost 2 straight. They were outscored 69-7.
Yeah, I know.
And then to see that performance against Avondale, I understand they beat them 28-14. But for that performance, Avondale has to be ashamed of themselves for that.
I don't know if ashamed, but hey, their opponent came to play. It's the playoffs.
Farmington was left for dead 2 weeks ago. They were left for dead.
Hey, they're alive now, man. They're still kicking.
They're still kicking.
Congratulations to them.
Now they get a home game. Another one.
Yeah.
Because of what happened to Ortonville Brandon.
Yeah.
They lost to mighty South Lyon East 22-15. I mean, now, this is as dangerous of a matchup for Farmington as it is.
Maybe they can repeat. Who knows?
Do you think South Lyon East could do it to Farmington?
I don't know if Farmington has 2 in them.
Because that winner's taking on either East Lansing or DeWitt.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at Farmington, they have to find some sort of a passing game in that game against South Lyon East. South Lyon East right now, to my opinion, is playing with house money.
Oh, yeah.
They are playing with house money. And it wouldn't surprise me if South Lyon East upsets Farmington. That's how much house money South Lyon East is playing right now.
And that would be considered an upset then.
It would be an upset. I mean, Farmington, they have always played with fire. They have always played with danger. For Farmington this week against South Lyon East, there's a danger here for them. Despite the fact they're at home, South Lyon East could go anywhere and beat you. Ask Brandon that. They can go on the road and beat people. They were in it with South Lyon.
Yeah.
And look what happened. I mean, they knocked off Waterford Mott. I mean, they have given Wall Lake Western problems.
Yes.
I mean,
that I think is more impressive.
South Lyon East has played a more difficult schedule than Farmington. That's why I'm saying South Lyon East could go into Farmington and beat them. I mean, Farmington right now is living on edge right now. They have to be with South Lyon East.
Don't you think they have some confidence after rolling Avondale? Nothing?
I think now,
little Momo?
They better put that aside and focus on South Lyon East because Farmington's had a habit of playing down the level of their competition. They have had a bad habit of that.
Mm-hmm.
So Farmington better be ready to go this week against South Lyon East. They better be. Because they are living with fire right now. That is a dangerous matchup. It really is. Let's go to Division 2. Couple games there. Oak Park beat Ferndale 40-20 this week.
Mm-hmm.
As I said about Ferndale's schedule, Ferndale's district, just their last 3 opponents, brutal. When you look at having to play Troy Martin Luther King, having to play Warren G. Sal, and now Oak Park.
Tough.
Brutal. Brutal. I feel so bad.
Coming out with some bruises.
I feel so bad for Eric Royal and his team. I really do. Because they have a great season. They've had 3 great years. 3 of them. And for them to get sentenced to play those type of teams,
I love how you put sentenced. I love that.
They just got sentenced.
What it is. What was the crime? Nothing.
I mean, here's the problem, and we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
The reason why Ferndale's in Division II is because the MHSAA looks at enrolling them with Ferndale University.
Yeah.
That is technically a co-op program down there.
Yeah.
And Ferndale is in Division II because they merged them with Oak Park. They merged Ferndale University. They merged them with them.
Yeah.
That's why. Now, if I'm Oak Park, you won convincingly. Now, you get Warren de LaSalle, who destroyed Warren Mott last week. And now it's a rematch for them because of what happened last year. Warren de LaSalle beat Oak Park at Wayne State in a low-scoring game last year. I think that was 13-6.
Was it Wayne State? That would have been early in the season? Is that
No.
That's late.
That is Warren de LaSalle's home field.
Oh, it is?
State. Yes.
I did not know that.
Yep, that is their home field.
Wow.
Wayne State's their home field, like Birmingham Brother Rice, Hurley Field's their home field. UD Jesuit, they play all their home games at Hazel Park.
Very cool.
So
didn't know that.
Yep, and we know Detroit Catholic Central, they got their own field.
Yeah.
But this is a big one for Oak Park. Because if Oak Park were to win this game, I think they're going to Ford Field.
Yeah.
And that says a lot, considering where this program has been saying, well, they have not been able to win the big one. They have not been able to get to Ford Field. If you beat Warren de LaSalle, you are pretty much given you are going to Ford Field. Because there's not a lot of teams in that district, in that side of the regional, that you can't beat. And I'm looking at it here from, if you're Oak Park, you put everything you have into this game. You have an experienced quarterback in Dwan Mathis. Warren de LaSalle's played a really tough schedule. They've went out to Muskegon, got beat there. I mean, they played some of the premier teams in the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
So, and they're well coached. We know Mike Gioni's done a really nice job over there. But Oak Park, you got to put everything in this game. And you're at home. You're in Night Valley. This is a game where you got them at 6 o'clock on a Friday night.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, this is a game. If Oak Park does not win this game, I don't know where Coach Greg Carter and this team go from there. I really don't. Because you got Warren de LaSalle coming to your place. The Oak Park players, I'll bet you, have had this game written on their bulletin board, considering that they lost to them last year. So, I think this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a really good game, low-scoring game between the Knights and the Pilots.
Yeah.
This week over there in Night Valley. Next game in Division II, Groves beat Seaholm.
Yeah. Did we pick that one? I think we both picked that one. Because we were surprised. We were surprised Seaholm had a home game.
Well, I was very surprised Seaholm had a home game. That game was 35-14.
Ooh.
And it didn't even start well for Groves because Seaholm went down the field, scored, and took a 7-0 lead in that game. Groves answered back and won that game behind a dominant rushing attack. Now they get a rematch at home in Beverly Hills against Birmingham Brother Rice.
Ooh.
And this is a rematch considering what happened last year. Because Groves lost in overtime to Birmingham Brother Rice. It was a low-scoring game in Beverly Hills. That was a game that they should have won. But Brendan Flaherty in the previous show admitted to me they did not have his team prepared in that game. If you watched the football media day,
yeah, I remember him saying that.
He did not have his team prepared in that game. I think he's going to have them prepared this time around.
We can't overlook anybody.
No, and particularly this is a team that the Grove students, the players, have wanted.
Yes.
They have wanted Birmingham Brother Rice. They wanted them. Now they get them at home.
Yep.
Birmingham Brother Rice had to beat Livonia Churchill to get to this matchup. And they had to go down to Livonia to do it.
These are two teams that are familiar with each other.
And they don't like each other. They don't like each other.
Makes for good atmosphere.
It does. And for Seaholm, renaissance year for them. Likely heading up the white this year for next year. So
moving them up.
They're going to be moving up. But back to Groves. If Groves, like Oak Park, this is bulletin board material for them.
Yeah.
They lost them last year. Payback time. It's payback time for them.
There should be no lack of motivation going in.
No, there shouldn't be no lack of motivation. And to me, I think that's going to get them through. I think that should get them through. Is if they are motivated enough, physical enough, determined enough to go and beat Birmingham Brother Ice, that should be huge for them.
They have Friday or Saturday kick?
That's a Friday kick.
Rumor has it rain.
Very similar to last year.
Yes.
Very similar to last year. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Very interesting. The weather usually doesn't, but usually doesn't take a big chunk
weather
out of how the game
matter
does.
In this. Weather does matter.
They have air attack. They have ground attack.
Well, we know Groves is a balanced team.
Yes.
I mean, we know Birmingham Brother Ice is a balanced team. So I think if you're Brandon Flaherty, you better make sure you get this team prepared. I know how fiery you were at Media Day. It's time for Groves to show up and see where they're at.
That's quite a thing for him to say that they weren't prepared.
That's what he said.
I don't know.
He said. If you watch the interview on the Media Day, they were not prepared in that game.
I don't know what the follow-up question would be, but in what way not prepared? Just overconfident, or
I think that's what it. That's
they said, "Oh yeah, we'll get through them."
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, I know that is not the case this year.
No, that better not be the case this year. And if you're watching in Beverly Hills this year, if you're a Grove student, parent, fan, you better be ready for Birmingham Brother Ice, because last year you experienced that pain last year. And I'm going to tell you what right now. You know that Birmingham Brother Ice is coming in there with some bad intentions. If you're Groves, if you're Coach Flaherty, you better be ready for this game. I mean, there is no excuses this time around. No excuses.
Dude, you're getting me hyped up. I want to suit up.
Yes.
That's going to be a good game, dude.
That'll be a really good game.
If you get a chance, slide down there, take a peek.
Down there at 13 Mile.
Yeah,
watch that game. It'll be a great game. Let's go to Division 2, Division 1.
Yes.
Let's look at West Bloomfield. West Bloomfield won 49-14 over Plymouth.
Yeah, big win.
Good win for them in the Swamp.
Not surprising. I think we picked the W.
No, wasn't surprising.
Tough to go in there and win.
It is always tough to go in the Swamp and win. Always is. Now they get to play Novi Detroit Catholic Central, who just knocked off Plymouth Canton. And that game, I think, was 49-28 was that score.
Okay.
Now it's an interesting matchup because the Shamrocks play a different brand of football, always a run-first team. The former assistant to Todd Mack is the new coach there. Second year. And West Bloom and Novi Detroit Catholic Central, no strings to the OA.
Nope.
They played one OA team last year. We can name that team. Got blown out by that team in the state semifinal a year ago.
Yep.
Now they are going to the Swamp to take on the Lakers. And if West Bloomfield's defense does not show up in this game, they are in big time trouble.
Completely agree.
Because your offense is going to score in this game. You got enough good athletes on the offensive side of the ball that you're going to score. It's the other side that's going to be the issue. You know you're going to have to match the physicality of Novi Detroit Catholic Central. You're going to have to match it up. If you're Ron Bellamy, if you're Zach Hilbers, and you're watching me and watching the podcast, I know they do. Your linemen better be physical this week, because Novi Detroit Catholic Central is going to be running down their throats. They're going to try to run it down your throats, play a little play action down the field. Because what is always Novi Detroit Catholic Central's MO. They love to run the football.
Yeah.
They love to run it.
Yep.
And West Bloomfield, we know all the athletes they have. We know all the D1 players you have. It's time for you to start getting physical in this game this week in the Swamp. If you're gonna want to get back to Ford Field, you're gonna have to be physical this week, particularly against a very good Nobody Detroit Cat Central team. And then, of course, if you win that, you are looking at possibly playing Belleville. And we know what Belleville's got. I called Belleville the most overrated team in the state last week.
Yes, you did. Last week you did.
I still believe in that.
I think I'm still picking my jaw up off the floor.
Mm-hmm. But I think this is going to be a heck of a game down there in the Swamp between
I think so, too.
Nobody Detroit Cat Central and West Bloomfield. It's going to be a heck of a game down there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great game in that Swamp. But if I'm Ron Bellamy, if I'm Zach Kilbers, if I'm the rest of that Laker crew, and I know they're great people down there, you got to be physical this week, particularly up front, because Nobody Detroit Cat Central's a run-first team. They're going to want to run it down your throats. That's going to be what it is. It's going to be what it is. Speaking of physicality, let's go to Region 2, District 2 before we go to Region 1, 2, District 1. Let's go with recapping Clarkson, Lake Orion.
Yeah.
Lake Orion really got screwed this week by the officials. They got screwed. And I'll
Come
tell you
on.
why. No, I'm going to tell you why. Because, and this opens up my another question here. Younger officials.
Okay.
This is going to open my, I think personally, if you watch the tape of that game, Kobe Manzo is laying in the end zone at the 1 yard.
Not just his head.
Not just his head. The football's there. He is laying in the end zone. In the end zone.
Okay.
Referees don't give it to him.
Can you set it up what the play was? Is it like a dive or was
they
it?
They just ran power.
Okay.
Power straight right. And Kobe Manzo is in the end zone. And the refs don't give him the touchdown. They claim he's at the 1 inch line, which led to Clarkson basically stuffing Lake Orion on 4th down, and it was 21-7 at halftime.
Yeah.
That was your whole ball game right there.
And I heard there were 2 instances of goal line stands that were snuffed.
There was. But that game should have been 21-14 at halftime, not 21-7. And that's on the refs. That's on them, especially the one on the sideline judge. Because I thought he was terrible all game long. The sideline judge on Lake Orion side. He was terrible all game long. Terrible. And no, yeah, I got to give Clark some credit. You know what I mean? I got to give them credit, I thought Clarks did early on. They looked really good early. They shut Lake Orion down to 65 total yards in the second half.
Wow.
But what really upset me was the officiating. The officiating in that game, before the game even started, referees had their cell phones taking pictures.
For what reason?
They wanted to see the field. They wanted to take pictures, of being at Clarkston.
Okay.
So I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
They had their cell phones out?
They had their cell phones out before they got dressed for the game, before they went to the locker room.
Really?
So
was the whole officiating crew of the younger set, or was it just...
No, there were a couple of veteran guys there, but I really thought that side judge in that game was terrible. I thought, and I asked myself this, should this guy ever referee a game again?
Oh, boy.
Should he have ever been in that position to referee this type of playoff game?
Well,
should he have been?
Obviously, they just didn't pull him off the street.
Because a couple of his calls cost Lake Orion dearly in that game. I'm not making any excuses here.
Okay.
But I think if you had a veteran officiating crew, fair to both sides, then this whole thing doesn't happen. Now, it's not my call. It's the MHSAA's call.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are doing these playoff games. They're the ones that are doing this. But if you clearly see the film, Kobe Manzo's clearly in the end zone. And it should have been 21-14 at halftime. It would have been more interesting. It would have been more complex if that game, if it was 21-14.
Or 21-14, yeah.
Heading into halftime.
7-point swing.
Yeah, it would have been, And instead, I've never seen the Lake Orion coaching staff that upset at halftime. Really upset.
Do you think it took them their mindset out of the game plan then? So upset about a call like that you kind of lose your focus? Or were they that upset?
They had to be.
Because you always have to kind of brush it off.
You got to brush it off.
There's nothing you can do. Plus, you had a fourth down. Just run it in on fourth down.
Right.
You got, it wasn't like that was a fourth down call.
Call on 3rd and goal, he was clearly in the end zone. That cost Lake Orion that game.
Whoa.
That cost him that
game.
That call cost him the game.
Ooh, boy.
That's how I feel about it. But on Clarkson's case, credit them. They did not have Garrett Dillinger in that game.
Yeah.
He was out hurt.
Shoulder injury.
Injury, yep. He didn't have him in that game.
Rumor has surgery. Rumor has it he's getting surgery.
Okay. So that's just my thoughts on that game alone. I think that call on 3rd and goal cost Lake Orion the game.
Well, who's the Wolves matching up for the
They're
next?
going to match up with Lakeland. And I'm going to tell you a little story about this.
That should be fun.
I'm going to tell you a little story about this. Remember the Lake Orion Adams game?
Mm-hmm.
Adams had a chance to seal the game, up by a touchdown. They fumble the ball at midfield. And then Lakeland goes down, scores, ties it up at 17. And then we go to overtime. So, we're in overtime. And we go to overtime. And it's Adams kicks the ball first. Kick a field goal.
Okay.
Up 2017. Lakeland, on the next initial drive, goes, because they all start from the 10-yard line. They go down and score. And win the game. Basically, it was 23-20. That was your final.
Yeah.
So, with Adams, it was basically deja vu all over again for them. It was basically for them was, they couldn't get off the field or seal the deal. They couldn't seal the deal. And their defense really let them down in that game. Their defense has not been great all year long, and that's something that I know that bothered Tony Petrino. But I think another one that also hurt was Carter Ferris, the quarterback. Yeah. He got hurt.
Yeah.
He broke his fibula.
That's tough, man.
It's difficult. It's difficult, especially when you don't have your starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's been there who's been there all season for you.
Yep.
Having to go to a backup. It's difficult.
And in a stressful situation with everything on the line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I really feel bad for Carter Ferris. Because not only does that impact him in the football field, it also impacts Adams on the basketball court.
Yes.
Because he also plays basketball.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that one, but yeah. So, yeah, that's terrible.
That ended up being a big factor in that. I know Anthony Petrino, he played his heart out in that game. But, when you don't have, and I think Adams, I thought played well offensively until that fumble. And then,
turnovers will kill you, dude.
The turnovers will kill you, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's such a huge error to drop it.
It is. It really is. And then to let Lakeland score the winning touchdown in overtime, yikes. That's a tough way for Adams to go out, losing at home. On a new field, it's a way to lose that game. That's tough.
Nice field, by the way.
It is.
Great setup over there.
Now Lakeland goes into Clarkson, takes on Clarkston.
Should be an interesting game.
I don't think Lakeland stands a chance in that game.
You think they're toast?
Yes. But let's go to Oxford and Davis and recap that one.
Yes.
You know what I said about Cannon Hall? What I said about Oxford's defense?
Yes.
They need to shut Cannon Hall down.
They were watching or listening to the podcast.
Yeah. They shut him down. Forced 3 Davison turnovers.
Wow.
Blew out Davison 38-13.
So I'm not going to say I'm surprised, but I was surprised at that.
I was not.
A blowout. I didn't see a blowout.
Well, I didn't expect a blowout, but I was not surprised Oxford shut down Cannon Hall the way they did. They shut
Good
Davison's
for the Wildcats,
down.
man. They are humming along.
Davison, when I look at Davison's, they only beat really one OA team, and that was Southfield. Beat them twice. However, when you look at their losses, last year against Clarkston, where they were just demolished, actually they've lost 2 straight to Clarkston. And then now you put Oxford on there. So Davison against the OAA only won 2 games.
Yeah, having a
hard
time.
That was against Southfield. And now you look at Davison, they lose a ton of talent. They lose Cannon Hall. They got questions next year. We know where Davison's going. We know where Oxford's going. Going up to Lapeer. Take on an undefeated 10-0 Lapeer Lightning team.
That is going to be a great game.
Out there at Lapeer West.
That's going to be a great game.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun one. Because Lapeer's coming in really, they're 10-0. Beat Davison really bad, 35-0. Lapeer's got 3 guys that are solid. Brady Apple, their quarterback, is very good. Phoenix Dixon, transferred in from Linden, had a big game against Lake Orion and has had a nice season. And then they got Jalen Kirkland, the other running back. Dixon is like your Mr. Everything for Lapeer.
Yeah.
Play linebacker. He can run you. He can be a number 2, number 3 power back. But Kirkland's clearly like clear running back. Then you have Brady Apple, who is a really good passer. But when you look at Oxford, you got Drew Carpenter has had a great season.
That is
Trent Murray.
Fantastic.
You look at Trent Murray. Their line they're getting better.
Yes.
And Oxford's defense, last 5 years, last 6-7 years, their defense has been terrible.
Terrible, yes.
And now this year they have gotten their ship back on defense. The ship is back for the Wildcats.
It is. It's amazing the turnaround.
It is.
It's like I don't even know. They waved a magic wand and you have this team that can pretty much handle anything you throw at them now.
But now you look at this is a credit to Bud Riley.
Oh, absolutely.
Huge credit to Bud Riley and the staff that they've done over there. Now they go up to Lapeer, taking on a Lightning team. Oxford should be very familiar with Lapeer.
Yeah.
Because of the old days in the Foot Metro League. Remember when Lapeer was Lapeer East, Lapeer West? They merged to become Lapeer, the Lightning. And Oxford, they've had their way with Lapeer. They've had some battles with Lapeer. So this is going
against a 10-0. All right, undefeated Lapeer, gonna be. I mean, how could you write a script?
Oxford we know is a tough out because they like to pound the rock.
Absolutely. Do you think Lapeer's knees are knocking? Think they're scared?
No, I don't think Lapeer's scared.
They know they're getting a competitor.
They're getting a competitor, that's for sure. And that winner's looking at possibly playing Clarkson. If you're Lapeer, if you're Lapeer, knowing the fact that you got Oxford coming in there, it's going to be a good matchup on that great turf.
Yes.
It wouldn't surprise me if ESPN 100.9 FM is going to be at that game. Because that's going to be a heck of a game between Lapeer and Oxford. 2 physical prowess going against one another. Up in Lapeer County. That's going to be a great matchup.
Yes.
Great atmosphere down there.
And close enough for everybody in Oxford to just hop on their bikes and cruise up 24. I mean, it's not that far away.
They got to go up 24, and then they got to go into downtown Lapeer, make a left on the the light on the second light.
Yes.
And then you're right at Lapeer West.
Yeah, I mean,
it's at the game because Lapeer football stadiums are really shaped up oddly. The soccer stadium is at the actual high school, which is Lapeer East.
Okay.
But the football stadium is at Lapeer West. It's the great turfs there. They have an odd-shaped scoreboard, too. They have the visitors on the left, and then they put Lapeer's name on the right.
What?
Very odd. Very odd scoreboard
setup.
Yeah,
that is a bit odd, isn't it?
It is, but, Lapeer, great venue, great stadium.
Well, and you're going to have it's going to be jammed with fans from both sides. Sometimes in the playoff matchups, you got the home team, right?
Right.
And then you got a couple from the away team. But now it's so close, and you know how Oxford is about their football team.
Oxford, and especially Lapeer, considering
they travel.
Lapeer can travel, and their common opponent this year has been Lake Orion. I mean, Lapeer beat Lake Orion 17-7, whereas Oxford beat Lake Orion 28-7. So I think this is going to be a great matchup.
You going to make a prediction, or are you just going to say too close to call?
I'm going to do my projections. I can do them right. I could do them.
Do it now?
Let's do them now. Let's do them now. Want
to take a break, or you want to keep going?
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Let's take a break.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
This is Lake Orion's own, the local voice. Call ONTV and get on air 248-393-1060. Let your voice be heard. Internet radio for all. Call ONTV and get on air.
Welcome back to Oaa Now. Here I'm Sammy Timmy here with Ian Locke.
Hey.
We're gonna get to my projections in a little bit here, but we got a lot others to talk about too. Other sports as well. We got cross country to talk about. The state meet this weekend.
Yeah, MIS.
We're gonna do that in the next. We're gonna do that in the next segment and the following segment here. But let's talk volleyball because volleyball districts are starting up this week.
Let's dig in, dude.
Let's dig in. We're gonna start with our previous here. District 7 at Bloomfield Hills. You have Troy Athens taking on Waterford Mott. Avondale taking on Troy. The winner of Athens Mott takes on West Bloomfield. And the winner of Avondale and Troy will take on Bloomfield Hills in the district final set for Friday. I want to get your insight here because we've seen Bloomfield Hills I've seen Bloomfield Hills play, seen Troy play. Clearly, I think they're the two top teams in that district, but the district is at Bloomfield Hills.
Oh.
So do you have a projection? Who do you think's getting out?
Geez. It's tough for me to go against Troy. I'm going to go with the Colts.
You're going to go with the Colts?
Yeah.
I think that's a good pick for you. I think it's a good pick, especially when you have players like Jessica Robinson, Fran McBride as well. Tom Vigil's done a really nice job. Bloomfield Hills, to me, is a really interesting team because you have Alexa Rousseau. I just don't think that team has had chemistry yet with Larry Wyatt in the system.
Okay.
I mean, I could tell with that team. I just don't think they have that chemistry with Wyatt as they did with Bob Hurdle.
Okay.
When they had Bob Hurdle there, everything was smoothly. Now Wyatt was a late hire for Bloomfield Hills, but I just don't think they're on the same page right now. So I think unless Bloomfield's a wild card here in this, I think that they I know that they've had a really good year. Lauren D-Luck Forbes has done a really nice job with that Laker team in her second year coaching. They got a player in Laura King who's really talented. 7 seniors, 4 juniors, and 2 sophomores on that Laker team. But West Bloomfield team I am watching very carefully, but I don't think they're going to have enough to beat the either Troy or Bloomfield Hills, but we both agree it's going to be Troy that wins that district. Let's go to District 5. It's at Waterford Kettering. You got Oxford, Lake Orion, Clarkston, Waterford Kettering, Oxford/Lake Orion against Holly.
I don't know much about Holly. Do you know anything about Holly?
Yes, I do. Holly's got about they have 6 sophomores.
Oh boy.
A lot of them played on that as freshmen last year.
Okay.
But do you see any upsets preventing a Lake Orion Clarkston district final?
No. I think it should be again.
It's going to be again.
It's going to be Clarkston, Lake Orion. I mean, we've seen this every year.
Clarkston plays better when later in the year.
They do.
That's a dangerous thing if you're Lake Orion because it always happens to you every single time.
Every time. And credit Clarkston. When it's money time, they're there.
Petter's done a really nice job.
Always. Yeah.
Who do you see going out of this district?
Oh.
Lake Orion just got Sydney Smith back, and if they're a much different team with her in the lineup.
Yeah. I'll say this is Lake Orion's year.
I think it's Lake Orion's year, too. Give me the Dragons. I think the Dragons will win this one and move on. And By the way, the regionals at Lake Orion.
Yes. ONTV cameras will be there, or Lake Orion video broadcast cameras will be there. So that'll be recorded regardless of who's performing. We'll have some cameras.
Regardless, yep. Let's go to District 6. It's at Stony Creek. Rochester, Utica, Eisenhower, Adams versus Romeo. The winner of Rochester Ike takes on Utica. Adams/Romeo versus Stony Creek. When I look at
There's some tough teams in there, but Stony Creek.
Utica Eisenhower won the MAC Red this year.
Yeah.
Stony Creek, of course, won the Red this year.
Yeah, Red.
So
I like
do
Stony.
you see Ike against
I
Stony?
just throw it out there. I saw them in action, and they are good.
They have a former Dragon coach there in Ross Talbot.
Yes, they do.
I think it's going to be Utica Eisenhower versus Stony Creek in the district final. Yeah, I'm going to take Stony Creek. I just think Kate Straighten, the way she's been playing, Stephanie Smith, the way she's been playing. They got a lot of great pieces on that team over there at Stony Creek. I think Ross Talbot's got a good thing going over there with that Cougar program. Let's go to District 27. It's at Detroit Renaissance. Not much to talk about here. Redford Thurston, Detroit Mumford. Redford University Oak Park. Redford Thurston. That winner, Redford Thurston, Detroit Mumford takes on Detroit Renaissance. Do you see anybody? Not much to talk about.
No, it's just no.
When in doubt, go with the home team.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
Detroit
true.
Renaissance.
I'd say the same thing.
Yep. Let's go to District 25. It's going to be at Farmington. You got Farmington taking on Southfield A&T. North Farmington taking on Mercy. The winner of Farmington Southfield Arts Tech takes on Livonia Stevenson. Do you see any of these teams dethroning Mercy this year?
No, I was just going to say Mercy's just strong year in, year out.
They have a player by the name of Jessica Merzick who played on the United States Developmental team. Developmental team, yeah. Volleyball team this summer.
So, AKA, she's good.
Yeah. I don't think the only team I think I could give them problems could be Livonia Stevenson.
Yeah,
but not much.
No, they're just
that
solid. Always. Year in, year out. Just dangerous.
Yes, they are. District 26 at Birmingham Marion. I got Berkeley taking on Seaholm. Grove Royal Oak. Winner Berkeley. Seaholm takes on Birmingham Marion. You see any of these teams dethroning Birmingham Marion?
No, it's the same thing like the previous pick there, dude. They're tough. I until I see otherwise, I always pick Marion.
Yeah, got to go with Marion. Got to go with. This one could be interesting. Let's go to Division 2. This is District 56. It'll be at Livonia Clarenceville. Harrison takes on Romulus. Livonia Clarenceville takes on Amber Gabriel Richard. The winner, Harrison Romulus, takes on Wixom St. Catherine Siena Academy.
I don't know any of these squads.
I know a lot about Wixom St. Catherine Siena Academy.
Cool.
They're a very good team. They are a state-ranked team, very talented team. Harrison, we know what type of team they got.
Yeah.
I don't think Harrison will beat Wixom St. Catherine Siena Academy. I think the Stars got way too much, and that's their nickname, the Stars. I think they got way too much to win that district. So
I'll defer to you.
Yep. And they are the newly crowned Catholic League C/D champions. So they got their hands full.
Absolutely.
Now, Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard's got a ton of experience back. They could give him problems, but I doubt it. District 58, that is at Hazel Park. Ferndale University takes on Detroit University Prep. Detroit Henry Ford Creative Studies takes on Detroit International. Ferndale University with Detroit University. That winner, Ferndale University, Detroit University Prep takes on Ferndale. And Detroit Henry Ford Creative Studies, Detroit International, that takes on Hazel Park. Do you see an all-OA final here?
Possibly.
Most likely?
Yeah, maybe most likely.
Who do you like coming out of that?
I don't know. Hazel Park?
You like Hazel Park?
I don't know.
I'm going Ferndale.
I'm throwing a dart at the wall.
I'm going Ferndale
clue.
because here's why I'm thinking Ferndale. They got a new coach. Her name is Stella Johnstone. Really good coach, by the way. Ferndale's had a decent season in the Blue Division.
Cool.
I think that Johnstone's going to turn that program around. Now, yeah, Hazel Park is veteran heavy. I mean, they got some really good players. They got Faith Aquano, Lena Pessino, Madison Harris, Brooke Lynch, and Olivia Fortress. But, like I said, don't know much about the other teams. I know Ferndale, Hazel Park. I'm going to go Ferndale. Winning at Hazel Park. And then District 61, of course, that will be the last volleyball district that will be taking place at Ortonville, Brandon. You got Notre Dame Prep taking on Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Pontiac versus Cranbrook Kingswood. The winner of Notre Dame Prep, Brandon versus Goodrich. I think the winner of Notre Dame Prep, Pontiac Notre Dame Prep, we know it's going to be Brandon. I think that's the district final right there.
Yeah,
Pontiac Notre Dame Prep versus Goodrich.
Yeah.
And that's a semifinal matchup.
I'm with you.
I think Pontiac gets to the district final, but they're going to get blown out by Pontiac Notre Dame Preparatory.
Yeah.
Solid
teams.
I wish have two players that are bound for Michigan volleyball candidates.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. So, and when you look at Madeline Chin and Natalie Reese, yeah.
That good.
They're that good. They are that good. So those are my thoughts heading into the volleyball projections heading in.
Check them out. Watch online and at your local community media centers, your public access studios. There'll be cameras out there recording some of these games.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in.
We'll see what happens.
Or drive down there and see them.
We'll see what happens. All right, now we're going to take a break here. We're going to talk some cross country here on Oaa Now.
This is The Local Voice, where you can listen to your favorite classic rock songs, as well as podcasts created by ONTV and its volunteers. If you're looking for a high school sports update show, we have Oaa Now. If you want to hear about some great movies, we have Movies for Dumb Guys. You can also create your own podcast by taking a course with us. For more information, call 248-393-1060.
Welcome back to Orion Now. Here I'm Sammy coming here with Ian Locke.
Hey.
We got cross country to talk about here. State meet this weekend.
Wow. Already. Can you believe it?
Mm-hmm.
And the weekend was wild, at least up in Region 9.
Up in Algonac.
Yeah, Algonac. That fast, flat course at Algonac.
We won't talk much about Region 17, though. That was also at Algonac, but Hazel Park did not do well in that one.
They didn't have anybody move on to the finals. I believe they were 11th out of 12 teams competing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's just jump right into Region 9. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's go to Region 9.
Because that's the heavy hitters.
That's the heavy hitter. You look at Clarkston. They won the I think they won both boys and girls in the regional.
They not only won, but they dominated. It was ridiculous. So on the men's side, Clarkston comes in rolling with 36 total points. Obviously, for those of you who are new, the lowest points scored is better.
Mm-hmm.
And Stony Creek was second. They were runner-up at 88. So two teams from the OAA rolling on to the state finals. And then Romeo was third. I was guessing that earlier in show prep. It is at 105. So they move on. Oxford just out of it at 124 points. So they're fourth place. They are out. Lake Orion came in sixth for the men. Adams was eighth. And who else is in there? Rochester 14th. And that's about it for the OAA in that one. But Clarkston men, very good chance of challenging for the state title. Not only that, but on the women's side, Clarkston women, I don't know what the record for lowest score in a regional. Something I got to dig that up somewhere. But they had to have been very, very close in this Region 9. And this is a tough region. This isn't some
when
cakewalk.
You look at teams like Romeo, Lake Orion,
Stony Creek, Oxford's in there. Adams throws tough guys out there. I mean, Utica's in there. Dakota, you never know. But Clarkston women dominated unbelievably well in this. 26 points. Total points in there. It was unbelievable. Romeo was second with 91. Lake Orion squeaks in at 101 points, just 10 off the Romeo Bulldogs. Stony Creek left on the sideline. 139. They were fourth. Oxford was fifth. Rochester Adams was sixth, and Rochester was seventh. Anybody else in there? No. I mean, Stony Creek put up a battle. Really surprised. They got a lot of young talent.
Young team.
A lot of young talent.
I can only imagine Paul Duffy's team in the in spring. They're gonna be good.
And going to some of the individual performances, Sophie Novak for Lake Orion was the regional champion. Dalrymple, Liz Dalrymple for Clarkston was second. Mia Patria third. Grace for Clarkston. Clarkston went 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, and 11.
Brutal.
It's like their whole top 7 was regional qualifiers. If
Brutal.
Top 15 goes right as an individual, but amazing job by Clarkston.
Brutal.
Lake Orion gets in obviously as a team. Sophie Novak, the regional champ, the sophomore, rolls in at 18:07. I don't believe it was a personal best, but an interesting from the inside, we heard that a one wrong turn by the two Clarkston runners. There was Patria and Nolan, who were in the lead coming out of the last maybe just over quarter mile, took a wrong turn and kind of flipped the script there, and Lake Orion Dragons took advantage, and Sophie Novak ends up the regional champ. Moving on. So, okay, Jack Wilson from Romeo was the champ, but Brendan Favaza, Clarkston, second. Lake Orion's Andrew Nolan was third. And then Clarkston rolls in with fourth, fifth, and sixth. That is
that will get you.
Sean Slater, Nathan Setsty, and Mark Sprague. They will contend for a title.
They will contend.
Right now, the projection is, if you're going to go to the state title projection right now, Clarkston men are about 5 points behind Plymouth, and the women are 1 point behind. Oh, I got to remember who that was. What did I tell you? Northville. So it's virtually a dead heat. So, but there are OA teams that are going to challenge.
Let's look at the others. You said Bloomfield Hills.
Bloomfield Hills.
They came out of nowhere. Troy came out of nowhere.
Bloomfield. Okay, on the women's side, we're going to D1 Region 8. Let's start with the guys. So we have Grosse Pointe North took the top spot there. Brother Rice second. Royal Oak third. Royal Oak for the men, 99 points.
Did not expect that.
No, and Seaholm men fourth. Troy men fifth. So they are home. Birmingham Seaholm men did have the champion of the region, though, and George Nummer.
That's tough.
Congratulations to him.
I had Troy winning that. Oh, no, I had Grosse Pointe North winning that.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe North, 65 points. They were dominant.
And the girls' side, I had Troy winning it.
And the girls' side, Troy gets in. And, oh, boy, what a close one. Bloomfield Hills is first at 45 points. Seaholm with 71. Troy with 72.
Wow.
Yeah, so a nice battle between Troy and Seaholm. Again, OAA red teams, right?
Teams.
Grosse Pointe North was fourth with 108. Athens was seventh, 175. Who else is in there? Groves. Well, you got Royal Oak. Yeah, excuse me. Royal Oak was fifth, 171. Good for Royal Oak. Groves was 227, ninth place. Yeah, so let's see. Audrey Diadamo, not surprising. Birmingham Seaholm, the regional champion. You see a pattern here?
Yeah.
OA red.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Winning regionals left and right. These runners, it's crazy. Lauren Fulcher, the senior for Troy, was a runner-up. Bloomfield Hills, though, boy, what did they do? They went 3, 4, 5 for the women. It's just really good. Good to see Troy back in the finals after winning a year ago. I don't know what kind of noise they're going to make in the state finals, but congratulations to them for making it in.
Let's look at Region 6 at Willow Run.
All right, bring
Berkeley,
it up. Region
Oak Park.
6, yes.
And then also we got to look at region number, region number
we've
7.
got 16? Oh, 7. Let's do 7.
7,
okay.
yeah. Region 7.
All right, so we're on Region 6. All right, so it was on the men's side. Plymouth took that one. No surprise there. 29 points. And the state favorite. Salem second, Northville third. Oak Park was 11th. Okay.
And
Berkeley was 12th.
Ouch.
So did they qualify anybody? It doesn't look like they got anybody in.
The girls' side?
We got Northville.
Yep,
they are the number 1 seed going into the state finals. Scored 41 points. Salem was second. Plymouth was third. Who do we have? Oak Park was 11th, and Berkeley was fourth, but a distant fourth. 138 points. So let's see if Berkeley get anybody in. Yes, they get two individuals in for Berkeley. Congratulations to Emma Murray, 11th, and Kenna Childress, 12th, earning a state meet berth. Very good. Oak Park, I don't see any in the top.
Which is kind of odd because
15.
they got a powerhouse track program.
They do, but maybe they're they're just training for track all season long.
Know.
Region 7.
That's at Hess Hathaway. You got Farmington, North Farmington, and West Bloomfield that were there.
Yeah, okay. So on the men's side, Wall Lake Central, 49 points. Highland Milford, always tough. Second place there with 60 points. Fenton making a charge at it, going at 62. Let's see. Waterford Mott, men do not go. They're 6th place. North Farmington, though, 11th. And Farmington is in 9th with 197.
What about West Bloomfield?
West Bloomfield, 12th place. Last place with 373. 74, excuse me. Let's see if we got any in there. Milford, nope. Yeesh, no. On the men's side, it's tough. On the women, Fenton take it, 63 points. Battle with Highland Milford, 67 for second place. Lakeland takes a third at 110.
No OA teams.
Waterford Mott team shut out. That solid team. Lost a lot to graduation last year. And we're looking at who else? West Bloomfield, 12th place. North Farmington, 13th out of 13.
Farmington, too?
Farmington, where are we at? Farmington, 10th.
Ouch.
So bottom dwellers there. Riley Robinson, no surprise, for Waterford Mott, taking the regional championship. West Bloomfield, Kayla Christopher Moody, also a senior. These two battle each other year in, year out. West Bloomfield, she qualifies second. And a handful. Farmington gets somebody, Abby Inch.
Yep.
Always a quality runner for Farmington. She's in at 5th place. Who else do we have? Fenton, 15, Wall Lake. Yeah, so it's pretty much that's it on the women's side for the OAA competitors.
And then we got one more. We got Region 16 at Linden Middle School.
Yeah, that's an interesting course. Lake Fenton takes it on the men's side, 44 points. They tied with Goodrich at 44.
I picked it. Lake Fenton or Goodrich would win it.
They were good. They tied at 44, but it comes down to where did your 7th place runner end up? And Lake Fenton takes the top spot. Where are we looking at here? Ferndale, 10th.
Ooh.
Yep, tough there. Let's see if they have anybody. So Linden's Tyler Buchanan, the junior, takes top spot for Linden at 16-14-95. Lake Fenton dominating. Ferndale, bummer. Solomon Palmer, the senior, just misses qualify for the state finals, coming in 17th. So he's on the outside looking in. On the women's side, Goodrich takes it, 70 points for the regional title over Pontiac Notre Dame Prep by 1 point. Bloomfield Hills Marion, 79
Birmingham,
points.
Marion.
It says Bloomfield Hills Marion.
Yeah, I call them Birmingham.
Okay, 79 points for third. What do we got here?
Ferndale and Harrison.
Farmington, Harrison, I see they were 9th in that one. Let's see. And Jillian Lang, the senior, took top regional honors at 1831 for Goodrich. Let's see. Bloomfield Hills, Marion. Maya Harb was third. I just don't see any.
Anybody from Ferndale?
I didn't see Ferndale on the list. It just said Linden.
Odd.
Yeah, they're not on there. But I don't see any other OAA individuals making it through.
Wish them the best of luck at the state tournament this
Congratulations to all the individual qualifiers and the state and the team qualifiers.
See, we got enough time left. We can do my football projections.
If you're going to do it, we're at 58:40, so you got 1 minute.
All right, I'm going to take Harrison over Country Day.
Yep.
I'm going to go West Bloomfield over CC. I'm going to go Groves over Brother Rice. I'm going to go Oak Park over De La Salle. I'm going to go Clarkson over Lakeland, and I'm going my upset special. Oxford takes out Lapeer.
I take Oxford too. Nicely done.
Yep. Actually, take that back. I'm going to take Lapeer over Oxford. Sorry.
Oh, you're flipping it.
Yep.
I'm taking Oxford.
Okay, then. All righty, then. We'll see y'all next week, everybody.
See you, Sam. Oaa Now is produced by ONTV and Sammy Taramina. The views on this show are his and his alone. Give us a call at 248-393-1060 if you want to make your own podcast. See you next week. See ya.